Everyone knows how dangerous El Chapo was when he was free. He was basically a threat to normal civilians since he would do anything to avoid getting caught by the police, which could end up costing him his life. However, as few people are aware, his son was also one of the most significant threats to peace and order in the country. Nevertheless, despite a long police pursuit and some burned cars during the chase, the police managed to capture him in the end. This video is about the last 24 hours of El Chapo's son before he was arrested. So make sure to watch the video until the end. As dawn broke on January 5, hundreds of Sinaloa cartel gunmen rushed to this dusty town to rescue their boss from Mexican soldiers sieging his ranch. However, the small army of gunmen couldn't stand up to Mexico's military, which strafed a convoy of pickup trucks with makeshift armor and high-caliber guns in order to capture Ovidio Guzman, the son of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. The 32-year-old was a pioneer in illegally producing and smuggling to the US the deadly synthetic opioid fentanyl. Although his cartel suffered a major blow with his capture, a chemist who is in contact with other lab operators said that they have already resumed production. In 2021, the Sinaloa cartel and its main rival, the Jalisco New Generation cartel, controlled most of the 107,000 overdose deaths in the US, according to US officials. The majority of it is produced in makeshift laboratories near Culiacan, the state capital. Just 4 days after the gun battle, President Biden and his Mexican counterpart, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, met in Mexico City to discuss stopping the flow of fentanyl from Mexico to the United States. According to the U.S. State Department, in 2021, the younger Mr. Guzman was overseeing 11 laboratories in Sinaloa that produced up to 5,000 pounds of methamphetamine a month. During that time, the U.S. offered $5 million for information leading to his capture. He was indicted in 2018 for smuggling methamphetamine, cocaine, and pot. A lawyer for Mr. Guzman told local media that he did not know if he was facing charges in Mexico and that he was suffering from severe health issues. In fact, his lawyers filed an injunction against U.S. extradition. During the day-long battle, the cartel lost a lot of armored trucks. 10 soldiers, including an army colonel, and 19 cartel gunmen were killed, and 35 soldiers were wounded. The chemist who runs a fentanyl lab and pill factory near Culiacan said that the cartel mobilized hundreds of gunmen to rescue Mr. Guzman, showing his strength. The army chief said, if they kill 200 people, 500 more will pick up their rifles. The chemist said he shut down his business the day of the gun battle, but 6 days later he was back to making synthetic opioids. He said other lab operators did the same thing. Mr. Guzman is being held in the country's highest security prison, the same one from which his father escaped through a mile-long tunnel in 2015. In 2017, Mr. Guzman was recaptured and extradited to the US. He's now serving a life sentence in a Colorado prison. During another press conference, General Sandoval said the younger Guzman headed a Sinaloa cartel faction. El Chapo and 3 other sons, including Ivan Arquivaldo, the most powerful of the 4, make up the Chapitos, one of the 2 most important groups within the loosely organized cartel. General Sandoval said that the Mexican army destroyed or captured 40 cartel vehicles, including 26 armored trucks. There were several with the skull logo of the Punisher, the Marvel Comics antihero, next to a cartoon mouse, a reference to Ovidio, who's known as El Raton. Residents of Jesus Maria, a town of some 2,000 inhabitants about 20 miles north of Culiacan, said last week that they were awakened at 4:20 a.m. by intense shooting. They said they were too scared to look outside, so they hid in bathrooms or under beds. Residents and Mexico's military say cartel gunmen poured into Jesus Maria to rescue their boss. Another cartel member set ablaze trucks, buses, and cars in Culiacan to block roads and cut off the city. During the effort to capture Mr. Guzman, gunmen were also shot at the airport in Culiacan. A bullet hit Aeromexico's flagship airline as it was taken off. Eventually, 2 Mexican Air Force planes had to make emergency landings after gunmen hit them. After the 30-year-old and another cartel gunman reached the Guzman home with 9 armored trucks, they saw dead gunmen and soldiers strewn on the street and armored vehicles on fire. The armored truck they had was destroyed and they lost 14 people. Overall, the cartel lost about 70 men. The operation earlier this month marks a change from 2019, when Culiacan was forced to free Guzman after he was captured in broad daylight. It was then that hundreds of gunmen poured into the city and captured soldiers. In order to avoid a bloodbath, Mr. Lopez Obrador released Mr. Guzman. But experts say that the Culiacanazo attack in 2019 was humiliating for Mr. Lopez Obrador's government and Mexico's army. Well, what do you think about this? Tell us in the comments. And that's been it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it informative and enjoyable. If you did, consider giving it a like and sharing it with your friends. And if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.